Hi guys, got a couple of computers in the workshop for repair today. This one is a guy who goes out and effectively solves software issues for people, viruses and email problems and that sort of thing. And so this obviously belongs to one of his clients, which could be a business or an individual. It's an Acer, quite an old one, and it had Windows Vista on. There's a Core 2 Duo. He says it powers on but doesn't go any further than that, so this obviously isn't booting up. So let's open this up and let's see if we can get it fixed. Yeah, just flipped it over because I realised that it's upside down. I see the this is held together in a rather novel way, but still wants it fixing, so let's have a see what we can do with it. Obviously the high security seal needs to be lifted. Oh, I see, the front falls off if you take that off. That's what it is. Oh yeah, then that's it, one lever, we're in. Okay, so what have we got here? I think I had one of these motherboards from the car boot sale at the weekend, actually, that was working. Okay, let's have a look, see what it does. So it says it powers on, so I'm not going to bother to check for shorts or anything. If it tells me it powers on, then it powers on, yeah. So let's just start it up and let's see what this actually does. There's an on-off switch on this somewhere. Yeah, there it is. So the fan spins. Nothing much seems to happen. Oh, it's got IDE hard drives then, even though this board has SATA and IDE. Oh, it's got one SATA and one IDE. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't bleep. There's a bleeper on it. Doesn't do anything else. Just sticks there basically. So first thing I do with something like this is going to be to disconnect all the drives. Yes, we got effectively just the motherboard, RAM, processor, so that can come off. It has onboard video as well, so this can come out, and then we got it down to its basic state, yeah, and then we can see if that helps us any. So what's this thing come out of here? Yep, that's out. Okay, so we've now got the motherboard, RAM, processor, yeah. So let's go again. Just power up. No bleeps coming out of it. Oh, it bleeps, that's good. Now it bleeps. And it gives a picture, I think. I've got a blue light on the monitor, that's a good sign, yeah. But it's saying no signal. Oh, bleeped again, okay. There's obviously some life here. Ah, and it's now booting up. So, this one of the two seems like a fairly insert system disk, so this one, I don't know, probably one of the hard drives maybe, or problem with the graphics card. Okay, well we'll attach the hard drive first, one then both, and then we'll put the graphics card in, and let's see what it does, yeah? This is one of these old SATA drives, because it actually has a Molex connector on it, as well as a SATA power, yeah? And it was connected to the Molex because this power supply doesn't have any SATA connections on it. So I'm hoping this is actually the boot drive. I'm only guessing that's the boot drive. It may well not be. Maybe this is an added data drive later, yeah, but let's just try it and let's see if that's actually a boot drive. Okay, this time it's switched on by itself. Suggests the CMOS battery is no good. Bleeped. Blue light on the monitor. So yeah, I think I need to get a keyboard as well. This is obviously trying to boot. Let's see. Okay, it's got a keyboard, but I'm just going to check the CMOS battery on this. This thing where they power up on their own before pressing the power buttons, often a sign of a flat CMOS battery I've found, yeah. So let's have a quick look. So let's see what we got in the CMOS. Yeah, it's only just over 3. I mean, that's possibly okay, but I'm going to put a new one in. It's on its last legs if it's okay, yeah. So we'll fit a new CMOS battery, then we'll see if it wants to behave itself a bit more on booting up, like when I press the button, yeah. Okay, I've put a new CMOS in this, so yeah, 3.28. That's much more like it. Yeah, so that other one was definitely on its last legs. Okay, put the power on now, and it doesn't come on its own. Yeah, it waits until I push the button. So there you go. That was a simple thing. And this should now hopefully boot into Windows. Yeah, blue lights on the monitor, so yeah, it's going to boot up. Right, let's have a look, see what this one's doing. Okay, so we're in Windows already, so that was simple so far, but we haven't actually really found what was causing the problem. So next thing I'm going to do is just reconnect that IDE hard drive and see if it will still boot. If so, then the graphics card goes back in. Let's have a quick look. Number this CGNX G636 on here, yeah, so it's pretty out of focus. It's a GT630, yeah, GeForce GT630. So let's try the other hard drive next and see if it will still boot up. Well, it's booting into Windows, but something's making the most unusual sound. So I've effectively got Windows on the screen here, yeah, and I can log in. There's no password on it. But when I went to my computer to try and see what the hard drive properties were, I couldn't, and then it started making a strange noise. You can probably hear it now. And this is coming from somewhere near the hard drive. So I think this hard drive's got a problem. Yeah, it's certainly making some very strange sounds. Let me try going into my computer again. And so, oh, I can actually open it up this time. So yeah, I've got obviously the 250 gig, and then this thing's a 320 gig and 2 partitions by the looks of it. So I can get the data off it, but something's making a very strange sound. Now listen to it. Let me just put this over here again. I'll just the camera 1 moment. Okay, so see here. Yeah. What is that? But the hard drive works, and that's a strange thing. Now I'm going to shut this down and check this out and just investigate this, because it's very, very odd. That of course I've ever heard one make that sound before, and if it is a hard drive making that sound, and there's no fan in the front of this, by the way, I've taken the front off, there isn't a fan behind here, yeah, then that's a very, very strange thing. Okay, so it's a Seagate Barracuda IDE 320 gig, yeah, and I'm sure this is where the noise is coming from. It's not coming from the CD-ROM. I've disconnected the CD-ROM now anyway, from the IDE cable and the power. There's no fan or anything in the front of this to make a noise. So let's power this up again and let's see if we just figure out what the strange sound is. Well, it is a strange thing. I mean, I can access the hard drive, I'm in Windows, but when I take it out of here, it stops making the noise. I've connected the CD-ROM back up, but it wasn't the CD-ROM. It's very, very peculiar that. I really don't know what was. Yeah, it's just a CD-ROM I'm just opening and closing. But I don't know. I'm going to put it back in and let's see if we get the sound back out of it again. I don't know, guys. I mean, whatever was making that noise, and you've heard it right, it isn't making the noise now. I mean, I was just touching here, and it's a sort of noise, yeah. So that's a bit of a mystery, but I must admit it didn't come in with this problem. It came in with the fact the fans came on, it didn't boot up. So only thing we haven't tried then is this. Is this any good? Yeah. So let's put this back in the machine and let's see if that's what was causing the problem. Yeah, that certainly works. I mean, I've got it in Windows there. You can see all the 2 partitions on the data drive and the Windows drive. Yeah. I've tried the outputs on the graphics card. So I've tried the VGA, the DVI, the HDMI, and they're all working. So I can only think this one's a bit of a mystery. I'll give it the magic touch, yeah, Dickie's magic touch, yeah, and it's working. So I can only say that this can go back to the customer and let's see what happens, yeah. And as to what was making that really strange noise, I have no idea, but it's gone away. So that's got to be good. So let's have a look at the other one that was brought into me. Let's see what's wrong with that one. Yeah, so this is the other one. This belongs to the cafe right next door to my shop, actually. So she said it's dead. It has a small, like a mini ATX power supply under here, M80X, which I guess is probably a standard size actually, 450 watt, and it's a H61M. So this is a more up to date, well, newer than that old machine. I think it's second generation I something, yeah. So yeah, she says it's dead. So let's actually have a look. Let's just power this up, yeah. Plug the power into it, and let's see what it wants to do. Okay, so power there, power's on, and nothing happens at all. Okay, pushing the button, nothing's happening at all. So okay, first thing on this one then, have we got 5-volt standby from the power supply? That's going to be the first thing we check, yeah. So volts, yeah, get a ground, okay, this chassis will do. Oh, we have a low, like 4.14, so like 5-volt standby is too low, yeah. So that's the first thing we need to check, yeah. I think the best thing to do with this one actually is going to be to get another, just an ATX power supply, and just plug it into the motherboard to see if this actually works, yeah. If it works from a, you know, a full-size ATX, just set it on here, then we'll have to have a look at this power supply. Okay, so I've just got an ATX power supply, connected it to it. So let's see what this does now, yeah. And it does start up. So looking very much like a dead ATX on this one. It's one of these small ones, and I haven't got any here of that physical size. Having said that, it hasn't actually booted yet. I don't have anything on the screen. I only have an orange light. So let's just make sure I've actually got it set to the right sort of input, yeah. I think I probably have. Okay, DVI. Let's see if it actually does anything. It would seem strange I've got more than one problem with this, yeah. That would seem right. Oh yeah, so it's asking to insert a boot device, which is a bit strange because the hard drive is actually connected, yeah. But it does power on. I think I actually asked the lady at the cafe about that. Why is it not wanting to boot up, yeah? Unless something stupid's happened here, like, you know, the cables are all on there. Okay, let me have a quick check just to make sure it's not a loose connection or something. And of course that's exactly what it was, because I neglected to connect the power from my power supply to the hard drive, yeah. I'd only connected it to the motherboard. I mean, these things happen, you know, sometimes, but at least I didn't waste much time trying to figure out what the problem was with that, yeah. So yeah, MSI, it's an MSI motherboard, yeah. Unless let's see if this one actually, yeah, it does. So this one's booting into Windows, yeah. So we clearly have a faulty power supply, and it's like I haven't got any of this physical size. So I'm going to have to, well, firstly I'll just check whether it's price, but I think I'll have to see whether I can actually repair the power supply first. That'd be the quickest way. I'm sure if I look on eBay I can actually find one, yeah. I mean, we can have a look for M80X power supply, see if it's something we can actually buy. Let's have a look on Windows, sorry, on eBay, yeah. Yeah, the micro ATX, I called it mini ATX, micro ATX power supplies. I can get them. But I think first let's have a look at this one and see if it's something we can repair, yeah? I mean, maybe it's just a problem with the 5-volt standby, capacitors or something. could be worth a look. Yeah, so let's get this power supply out of here and let's see if we can actually do anything with it. Okay, so after removing more screws and more faffing about than seem to be strictly necessary, I've got this thing out, yeah, and it's quite a dinky little thing, Unica 450 watt micro ATX. I'm guessing this actually it is, not mini ATX, yeah. So let's open this up and let's see if we can see anything obvious, yeah, as to why it's not working, and in particular why the 5 volt standby is only 4.5 volt standby. Yeah. Let's see if that's what's actually stopping this from running. Now let's see if I can get the camera into focus at the same time. There, try that. Stay, boy, stay. Stay in focus. Don't lose the plot. Yeah. There's always one. Yeah, but I've got it. I've got the one that's always the one. So yeah, let's see. Let's see what's inside this then. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's like an ATX power supply, but mini micro. Yeah. Don't see any obvious capacitor issues, but doesn't mean there aren't any. Let's zoom down on this one. Now we can see a bit closer, we can see, can't we? So, main switching transformer, base drive from the controller, which is over here, to the main switching transistors, which are over here, and this will be the standby transformer, and that there will be the 5 volt standby on this diode, and the purple wire comes down here, and we can see a capacitor there that looks rather worse for the wear. Yeah. So first thing I'm going to do with this, not even going to try analyse the circuit more, is I'm going to change this capacitor and see if that solves our problem. Yeah. Okay, so I've got some of the screws out of this. I'm just going to check now for voltages in the main capacitors. I mean, they're probably discharged by now. It's been quite a while anyway, but there's no PFC on this. I can only see the 2 switching transistors on here. Yeah, I don't see the diode and what you would normally see on a PFC circuit. So that means the bridge rectifier, which is this thing here, will be connected directly to the main capacitors. So in this case, I can actually measure the voltage across the bridge. Yeah, and there's nothing there, so I can be confident these are discharged. But I will check the capacitors as well once I get this out of here, just to be certain, yeah, because obviously you don't want to be getting shocks. So to take this out, looks like I'm going to have to unsolder these 2 wires from here, and then you'll be able to lift the board out. Okay, got the PCB out. I need to take a sort of clip off here, but I can get to the capacitors now, yeah, the big capacitors. So let's just check to see for sure there's no voltage in these. Yeah, so here we go. So one of them's here, and there's practically nothing in it. Yeah, sorry, I'm just off your shot. One of them here, practically nothing in that one, and then the other one's here, so I'm sure there's be nothing as well. Yeah, okay, so they're discharged. So yeah, looks like we're going to have to get a sort of plastic cover off, which is just a little clip. I think I can see somewhere. A clip in a very awkward place down there, by the way. So I said just get that off there with some needle nose pliers or something. Surprisingly, and knowing my luck, that actually wasn't too difficult, yeah, to get that out there. So yeah, this is the capacitor, and you can clearly see the top of this is like bulged. Yeah, that one's flat, and this capacitor is definitely somewhere near to the 5 volt standby. It looks like the standby, in fact I say it looks like the standby is this purple wire here, which comes in here, on here, and this goes to this capacitor. You can see that, which is a capacitor behind the one we want, which is there, yeah. And the other capacitor is on almost certainly another output off this transformer, another winding, and this will be supplying the voltage to the main circuit, if you like, yeah, that drives the switching transistors, in other words to this IC. So that capacitor probably have 15 and 16 volts powering this, powering probably these transistors down here, which drive this transformer, which drive the main switching. Yeah. So because the 5 volt standby is reading a bit low as well, I'm going to take both of these out and check them. Yeah, this one's obviously gone, but I want to see if this one is in anything like a serviceable state as well. Yeah, easiest way to get these out is quite simple, is just grab hold of the capacitor basically. You might have to put a bit of leaded solder on, depends, or sometimes not, like this one. And you can just effectively just rock it backwards and forwards a little bit. Yeah, melt the solder, a little bit of movement. Yeah. Okay, somebody at the door, one moment. Okay, I've got the capacitors both out then, so yeah, let's test them. This one's obviously gone, by the way. You can see what's happened to it. Yeah, it's like it's blown the arse end out of it basically. Yeah. They're both the same value, 10 volts 1000. Yeah. Let's have a look, see what the read just out of interest. Yeah, let's see what it says. So this is the one I think was actually on 5 volt standby, and the other one was on the other voltage rail, I'm sure. So that one reads okay in capacitance, and this one doesn't read okay in capacitance. Yeah, unsurprisingly. Let's have a look at the ESR as well. Let's see what the ESR meter tells us about these. Okay, so just start that up. Oh, wakey. There it goes. So this is the very bad one. I'll just zero this as well, because it's not been used for a week or two. Yeah, I mean, it's close. Yeah, it's close enough, really. Okay, so this is the one that's all gone. Yeah. Okay. 9. That's not good. That's not the worst I've seen though. Yeah, but it's not good. Yeah. I think we're sure we had one on one of the videos I made, but it's about 20. Yeah. That actually reads pretty good, this one. But seeing as they're both the same type of capacitor and one of them has seriously got problems, I'm going to replace both of them. Yeah. I haven't got any 1010, but I've got some 1016, so I'm going to stick some of these in. Yeah. Low ESR. So we'll put those in, and let's see what this does now. Okay, so that's connected onto the ATX analyzer. I've used my safe block. This is a handy thing. See if you get yourself one of these. So effectively you just clip the wires on here, but it's perfectly safe because there's no power on here unless you actually put the lid down. Yeah. So it's why it's called a safe block, actually, that, because it's safe to connect up like that. Yeah, saves a lot of messing around. So yeah, let's have a look. Just get a bit closer, maybe. There we go. Some focusing, good. Right, so we'll power this up and then let's see what it does now. Yeah, and that looks promising. Yeah, so we have all the voltages present now, everything's good, power supply is working. Yeah. So I think this is a perfect example of why this sort of repair is worthwhile. I mean, that took me 45 minutes, including the time to make the video. Yeah. If I'd bought another power supply, I had a look at a local supplier in Gran Canaria, trade supplier, and it was about €24 plus EGIC. EGIC's like VAT or IVA, apart from the fact it's 7% and not like something stupid like 20%. So yeah, that's our VAT, if you like, EGIC. Yeah. So yeah, I could have bought one from that, so it was probably like €25 with the EGIC. I get free postage, but I have to order over €60, so otherwise I pay postage. But say I could get the order over 60, order some other stuff, it's still going to cost €25 for bits. Yeah. And what I'm going to charge a woman for fixing this thing, 40 or 50 euros for fixing the computer. Yeah. Whereas this is cost, well, I paid for these capacitors, but it's cost me, you know, like 50 cents or 20 cents or something in bits. Yeah, it's quicker because the fastest delivery I could have got was next day, and that's probably too late to order, so that would have turned up not Friday but Monday. Yeah, so come on, whatever you think of repairs, I'd have to convince you guys, I know, but this sort of repair work is absolutely worthwhile, because I can still charge the woman the same 40 or 50 euros, but now it's in my pocket rather than half of it being in somebody else's pocket. Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's take it back together. I bet the computer works just fine now. Okay, so that's it then, it's working. Now we're up in Windows. Yeah, so yeah, that's all that was, just a couple of dead capacitors. Well, one was dead, one checked okay, but definitely worth changing anyway. Stop camera flashing. Really didn't know what causes that. Just put your hand towards it and then that's it, it doesn't do it. Okay, yeah, so as I say, that was a very worthwhile repair and twice as profitable as it would have been if I'd actually had to buy another power supply. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that one. A bit of fun, a couple of jobs done, a bit of profit, and I'll see you all soon in the next one. Ciao for now guys.